Hello.
What's up, everyone?
Welcome
And
to checking in with Ms. Theta Valley.
Miss Maxine Factor.
Oh, I like you working on that sexy rumble. I like it. Did you like the janky way I tried to play the music?
I didn't notice a janky, but okay.
Oh, but you heard it?
What?
You were able to hear it?
Yeah.
Okay, because what I had to do, because for some reason, we use Podbean in case anybody doesn't know.
Clearly.
Yeah, the apps on Podbean for your phone and for, the iPad will let you add music, but for some reason, you can't add it directly to the web one. And so I played the song on my iPhone, holding it up to the microphone on my
Oh my God, did you
headset.
really? No, that
Yes.
sounded good. I didn't
Yeah.
notice anything odd, so.
That's what I did. So we'll see how bad that was.
Hey,
Uh,
janky's better than no theme song, right?
right? So whatever, bitches. We got a theme song. We want to use it.
Exactly. We paid some good coin for it.
Okay, well, it was free, but
Shh, they don't need to know.
it's
We
free. It
spent
was a
a
gift.
ton of money on
So much
it.
dollars. Do you
Yes.
know? I have a feeling we're not going to have anybody listening to us live today because I forgot it was Mother's Day.
Well, I mean, that's all good. We still obviously have it posted after the fact, so that's okay.
Yeah. No, I can just completely stop it. My cat is batting at my microphone
I was
as
wondering
I'm
what that
trying to
was.
talk. Yeah, it's the
I was
cat.
I was just trying to avoid it like it wasn't happening. So
That's my crazy cat lady life that I live. My cat is obsessed with my
that
microphone.
you do. And
So
happy Mother's Day to you,
thank
Theta. Before I forget to
you.
tell you.
I spent my boys were so sweet and made me um a scramble with vegetables because nobody in the house likes vegetables but me. And so they sacrificed and ate vegetables with their eggs this morning and a
That's
fruit
sweet.
salad. I know.
I was actually going to say, do your kids hate you that they made you vegetables? Because to me, I'm like, oh, what did you do
Ugh.
wrong?
No, I love vegetables. I think they're delicious. I would eat them all the time, but nobody else. And I got mimosas, so I'm a little tipsy.
Well,
Sorry.
mimosas are okay. Tipsy's always good.
Yeah.
And I just have a raspy voice because, God love our weather on the East Coast here. it's it's sad because like every day you wake up and you're like, do I have coronavirus or is it just because the weather has drastically shifted 36
you
times in 24 hours?
you were like wearing shorts last week, right?
I was actually wearing shorts yesterday morning when I decided to run to the store. And by the time I got out of the store, now mind you, thanks to coronavirus, things aren't busy, so I'm able to get in and out pretty quickly. And just in the time frame from me going into the store to leaving, the temperature dropped and we got that like random like hail blizzard looking stuff that I
Yeah.
sent you the picture of.
Yeah, guys, Maxine sent me these pictures and it looked like Dippin' Dots.
It
It
really
was
did,
kind
but
of,
it didn't taste like it because I tried.
that's sad because it made me hungry. I was like,
How do you think I felt staring at my windshield, seeing all this delicious magic falling that I couldn't enjoy?
and then you get a taste and it's just a disappointment.
Yes.
Why can't life be like Willy Wonka's chocolate factory where everything tastes fucking good?
Well,
Like,
I was gonna say
right?
everything I make does taste good, so
I know, but
I
like in
live
Willy
in that.
Wonka's chocolate factory, like you could eat everything.
Oh
And I just like wish
no.
life was like that. Like I could just go like take a chunk off the car and like it would be like ginger spice pound cake or something. Would that be amazing?
You always know how to get to my heart with the ginger.
I know. Oh,
Ginger flavoring, ginger men,
that was
ginger
a
everything.
double hit for you.
It was.
Food and ginger mints. Oh my
Hmm.
lord.
Combining my two favorite things.
Okay, so before we get started on some of our topics, I've got to give you, and hopefully my poor children can't hear this because they're going to be traumatized if they do. So somebody should warn them to cover their ears if anybody is in the house listening. Um,
I'm curious.
so this is in the realm of TMI, but I want to share it with the world because I just don't want anybody experiencing this the way that I did. Um,
Hmm.
So, have you heard of the Hitachi magic wand?
Oh, you're talking about your little investment.
Yeah, okay. This is one that I already had, and it wasn't a new one, but it's one
Oh,
that I had previously only used as a couple, and now that I'm flying solo, um, I decided because this thing has like pretty much a small like moped motor in it. Um,
oh, nice.
yeah, it's
So something simple
yeah,
for
I
everyday
mean
use.
probably could power a small village. Um,
And that's just enough for you.
right.
I mean, it does take a village to raise Theta Valley, so.
Yeah, it takes a village to get this bitch to have an orgasm. So,
Oh, I called in
so
sick that day, just so you know. I'm not participating in those antics.
I know, baby, vagina's so gross to you. Um,
It's not gross. It's just
it's
disgusting.
just
No.
so,
Oh.
so I was like, yeah, let me just, I'm feeling myself. Let me try this out. And my hand
What's it called again? I'm
slipped.
sorry to interrupt you,
Oh,
but
it's
what's it called
called the
again?
Hitachi Magic Wand.
Tachi Magic Wand. Okay. Just making sure we
Yeah.
give the correct advertising
Yeah.
for it
Yeah.
if it's some quality
I
product.
don't know
So.
if they're going to want advertising, but I mean, 1010 I recommend, but you may need adult supervision because you see, I'm a chubby girl, so sometimes getting in certain nooks and crannies can be a bit of a challenge here. and
I'm just
so
staying quiet during this, so continue.
so I had a fat roll slip, which caused my hand to slip. And now, yeah, so
And
the
did
way
you do
this,
did
baby,
you do the external anal or
no, I like
okay.
basically kind of like sanded off probably the top 7 to 10 layers of skin on my lady bits.
Oh my god.
there's there's a gap between the wand and the head of it, and that's the thing that allows it to spin. And that just that snatched up my fat upper pussy and
Oh my
gave it a
god.
whirl
So
like
there's a
no
safety
race.
hazard.
Oh girl. Yeah, I can't sit right. I
Wow.
yeah, going to the restroom is agony because I'm pretty sure most of the skin's gone. Uh,
Hmm.
bitch, this tore me up and not in a good way.
Interesting.
And I was just like, I'm not going to go to the doctor. Like, what am I going to do? They're just going to tell me it has to heal. And unless they're willing to like print me a 3D hood replacement downstairs.
Oh, I love it.
So, just for any of our listeners out there, it's definitely a great investment, but you may want to have a spotter.
Which is kind of defeating the purpose of using one of those,
At
clearly,
least
because
alone, at least
if you
alone.
had a spotter, you would just, da, da, da,
Yeah,
da.
definitely want to be a spotter or, under a certain weight limit so that you don't have
Yes.
the possible fat roll slippage causing terrible accidents.
And again, I'm just going to keep keeping quiet.
I know. I knew it was going to be TMI. I knew it was going to traumatize you a little bit, but I had to share because I was laughing even through the agony. I was laughing hysterically because I'm like, I probably am the only person that I know of that's had like a tragic vibrator accident.
You're probably not, though, which is the worst part.
Right.
So,
And so,
just saying, but
maybe other people out there aren't talking about it. So if anybody out there is listening and you want to drop in the comments and let us know about your tragedy, I want to commiserate with you and share your pain because
because it's all about sharing and caring. We're a
yeah.
community here.
Who knows though? Maybe it's like going to be a rejuvenation. I got the first like 7 layers off, and now it's going to
It
look
could be
like I
like one of
did
those.
when I was.
Oh, what do they call the uh, acid peels on your faces where they like take?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe it is something like that. I forget what they're called, so I'm going to sound
Yeah,
stupid, but
and maybe my vag is going to look.
dermabrasion, I think it's called.
Yes, it is, and maybe my
Mhm.
vag is going to look like a 22-year-old version of itself again.
Possibly. I'll be all fresh and feisty, ready to go,
Right.
ready for a night on the town.
Right. Well, now that I have properly traumatized you and many of our listeners, let's talk about Drag Race.
Well, let's talk about it, honey. Because, as
Just
we discussed last
FYI.
week, I had a very emotionally wrecked
Uh-huh.
episode for myself.
Just put it out there. This is going to contain spoilers, y'all. So if you haven't watched the
Yeah.
most recent episode,
Well, if you haven't watched
step
the most recent
away.
episode, shame on you anyway.
Who are you?
Yeah, what's wrong with you people? But yeah, so my
I
lovely, fabulous, and flawless Miss Heidi in closet.
Oh, baby, I am
She went
so
home.
and I felt like I understood Jada being the bottom. She bombed. Girl bombed.
Yeah, but you
And,
know what? Heidi kind of did too, though.
She
And
did.
the thing is, she had an amazing idea.
Mm-hmm.
She just did not execute it correctly.
No, it's true. I don't know.
Yep.
I felt kind of like maybe Gigi should have been in the bottom.
Yeah. Well, but see, this is where I struggled with it because I felt, in my personal opinion, I felt that Gigi and Jade Essence Hall should have been bottom two together.
Mm-hmm.
However, I think that's just my own personal bias because I'm in love with Heidi in Closet and want her to win the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because if you actually look at the performance that Gigi did, yeah, she had stumbles and stutters, but she actually landed and delivered quite a few of her jokes and actually pretty well.
Yeah, it's true. I think it is just a bias because, like, Heidi, like that girl, like
but Heidi, yeah.
but Heidi.
But you know what that means, though? As upsetting as this is, that just means that next time All Stars rolls around, there's probably just a better chance because clearly she is a fan favorite of this season.
It's true.
That she will get another season to redeem herself, or at least to be part of our TV viewing pleasures.
I feel like queens that get kicked off that were fan favorites fare a lot better in career wise than the actual
Trixie
winners
and Katya.
do. Mm-hmm.
Enough said,
Yeah, I think that. So it may be like, a good thing because, I mean, when you think back about it, I mean, like, where's Raja? Where's Jinx? Where's Sharon? Like,
and that's not to say that they're obviously not doing well and successful in its own right. However, the other ones have just been more elevated.
Yeah, I mean, they're not household names the way that Trixie and Katya are.
Exactly.
So, I mean, it very well could be. I mean, even look at Miss Vanjie. Like, okay, girl left twice.
Yeah. Well, and actually, just to show you the power of a person's personality, because after one episode and her goofy exit caused her to be like the most famous of the whole season.
Right? Like, literally that caught fire, and like the whole, everybody in the drag fandom was like latched on. I mean, I have a sticker on my van because I thought it'd be funny to name my minivan van Miss Vanjie.
Oh my God, did you really?
Yes.
That's epic.
I have Miss Vanjie stickers on my car, which I think is really funny because all of the very conservative upper class echelon around me have no idea what that is, probably. And so they just probably think I named my car Vanjie.
Which is okay,
so
because I mean, again, that's their loss, but
which does remind me of a segue. And I know we said we weren't going to squirrel as much, but I have a water cup. This is Not Today, Satan on it. And
I have a t-shirt.
I think I gave that to you, actually.
Yes, you did, actually.
And I took it with me to a class, like a aerobics class thing that I went to. Mm-hmm. And, because of, all of my lovely cancer, I got to take like the old people classes because my body all wrecked. And I'm like in there with the silver sneakers and like the 80-year-olds that are doing better.
Do you do like the chair aerobics? Is that like...
Yeah, I'm not going to yes.
Wow,
yes, I
way
do.
to try to play that off as... You're like, wait? Yeah.
Yes. So I go to the silver sneakers class. Thank you very much. At 40 years old, because my body Cancer done busted up my body, but that's okay. Um, so
But you're trying. That's what counts.
right. So these old ladies that were in the class were like, "Oh my god, that's so funny! That is hilarious! I want to get that and take it to church and show the pastor." And I was like, "Yeah, Amazon." So now to this day, I am tickled.
So now you have a bunch of senior citizen women going to church advertising for a drag queen.
Yes.
And they have no damn clue.
No clue.
I love it.
And that just pleased to be no win.
See, one of my favorite things about that especially is when you see people, when I'm wearing my t-shirt that says "Not Today, Satan."
Yes.
And people are like, "Oh, your shirt's funny." And it's like, clearly you've never watched one episode of Drag Race. Because you don't have a clue what that means. You're just being polite.
You're like, yes, it is hilarious.
Speaking of t-shirts with sayings, though,
Okay.
can I discuss the dumbest, funniest story about a t-shirt that I have and what? Okay.
Who has a funny t-shirt story? Only you. Okay, go ahead.
Of course me. So, okay, first off, to step back prior to the moment of the t-shirt wearing, I have oddly around town have had people in the past call me out for being a witch.
Okay.
Where I understand there's the community that I'm part of and there's the store that I go to but that doesn't mean anything and there's no reason for these people to know. But they're like, "You're that witch from there, aren't you?"
Oh my god. Well, you live in a small town too, so
no, it's not that small though, and it's like random weird places that you wouldn't expect these people to be calling you out in. Anyway, so I've had this happen to me like seriously like 7-8 times, and I went to the medieval fair in Pittsburgh with a group of my friends, not paying any attention to the fact that I was wearing a t-shirt that says Village Witch on it. I get through the gates of the medieval fair. I'm in the fair for maybe 17, 18 seconds at this point, and one of the characters from the cast points at me and goes, "He's a witch. Let's burn him." Honest to God, without realizing that I had the shirt on, I just looked at him. I go, "Here we go again." And then I looked down and realized what my shirt said, and I just went, "He," because I didn't know how to go from there. Because I was like, "Okay, I clearly just made an asshole of myself."
You're like, everywhere I'm going, I'm being persecuted.
Yes, and I was like, "What the holy hell is going on here?"
Oh my god, you're such a
so I was
dickbag.
self-advertising who I was at this point. But because I was not paying attention to it, just the way he did it, I was like, "Really? What?" And I'm thinking to myself, "Am I wearing a sign?" And I'm like, "Oh, wait, I am today." So,
oh my god.
So yeah, I'm not always the smartest, but I'm still pretty.
You are so pretty, honey.
I am. I'm gorgeous. They always say people have either brains or beauty, and well, I'm stunning.
You are just a model, baby.
It's true. You can see me on the cover of Vogue.
Vogue.
Just don't look for it, because.
Did you see in the news what Elon Musk and Grimes named their baby?
You mean like A-749.12? Yeah.
He was like XAE.
I don't even know what it is yet. That's kind of beyond me.
Yeah, it's like, and I guess they gave some breakdown on Twitter, and they're like, X stands for infinity, and gonna die, not corona.
Girl.
And AE is the elvish spelling of AI for artificial intelligence. And then the AR-12 or A-12 or whichever one it was, I don't know.
It's
the
A-12,
whole,
I think.
yeah,
Yeah.
was their favorite jet.
So basically, they just scarred this kid for life because they want to be assholes.
I just I don't get it. I am definitely quirky, right? I've never been one to march to the beat of everybody else's drums.
True,
but I can't imagine. Yeah,
you just can't.
What
basically,
are you doing?
this child comes out of the womb, and you're like, I want to make sure my kid gets his ass kicked every single day. Let's name him a bunch of funky letters and numbers.
Like, and I guess like in the end, it's really not going to matter, right? Because they have so much money that
Well,
it's that kid's going to have like a whole different life than we can even
and
imagine.
clearly therapists at every reaching corner of the universe
Right?
for himself.
Like, I mean, they're going to have the resources and everything else that we can't even ever dream of. And probably, I mean, in the realm that they're running in, there is all kinds of history of people around them with these fucked up names like Apple and oh yes, girl Ace. We is talking about that baby.
I just read that too. Yeah.
And it is like
It's
a damn shame. But
I just looked it up. It is X and then that AE thing and then A-12. Because again, that makes
A12.
sense.
Yeah.
Also known as John. Oh.
I just want to know who loves a jet so much.
Well, it's like fucking Kim Kardashian naming her kids after the directions.
Only
It's
one
like,
of
is
them,
that so she knows where she's going? Like, does she make north stand in the north all the time just so she knows? Like, she's like, compass.
But I think only one of them is named after a direction, right?
Yeah, just the one. But still, I mean.
The other one's like
One's
Soul.
enough.
And then one of them's like Tiger Baby or something. I don't know.
Tiger King what?
Yeah. Tiger Baby.
I'm going to create a conspiracy theory, though, about Elon Musk's kid.
Okay. It's an artificial intelligence?
Well, think about what happened. What was it, like maybe 2 weeks ago, where the Pentagon actually released the information that they have video footage of UFOs and they're not denying it?
Wait, I didn't even see this. What happened with this?
Are you kidding me?
I didn't. You keep referring to this. You keep texting me about this, and I'm just like, what is he talking about?
A-1 too.
Yes, Ace. Like a unique name is like amazing, and I think it's fun. But you have to be able to you can't be a symbol, you can't be a letter, you can't be something that's so jackass and ain't nobody gonna know how to say your name ever. And that child is gonna spend the rest of their life telling people how to pronounce their name.
Yeah. Going back to Kim Kardashian, their kids' names are dumb, but you could at least say them.
Right.
The baby formerly known as Alien. But see, that's my point, and that's the conspiracy theory that I want to create. Because I feel like Elon Musk created a child with some artificial intelligence kind of bullshit name, and then the Pentagon releases this information about UFOs. Hello. Put, 2 and 2 together, and you get A-12 as a, you know what I mean?
So, maybe, because remember, wasn't there that movie with that remember the I See Dead People kid, Haley Joel Osment?
Oh, yeah.
He was in that movie. I think it was called Artificial Intelligence, where, they wanted a little child so bad, and so they went and bought a little robot baby, and...
I don't remember this for some reason. But...
I only remember it because Jude Law was in it as a robot gigolo, and I was super bitter that robot gigolos don't exist.
Well, they could.
I know, but they don't yet. He was just superhuman. You couldn't even tell that he was a robot.
And I love how you don't want a robot man. You want a robot gigolo.
Well, I mean, I don't want a boyfriend or anything. I just want, come in, give mama a good time and go.
And get to going, yes.
Right? And
without having
skedaddle.
to pay the tip.
Yeah. Do you have to even tip robots? It's a fucking robot.
Yeah.
A Nick Cannon. Wait a minute. Is Nick Cannon a robot gigolo? And I did not know this.
I was just about to say Nick's Cannon. I think
but yeah, I mean, I know that's really squirreling, but don't you think okay, so we have blow up dolls, we have those dolls that and
they do have the realistic fuck dolls now.
Yeah, there's one I follow on Facebook because it amuses me. This dude has a whole page for his realistic lifelike doll as his wife. Yeah, and posts
yes.
Yes, those are, but I can't get into that, right? That's just
yeah, it's a little much,
right? I was like a dead fish,
But anyway,
I ain't
I want
judging
to,
anybody, but
no, but I do want to explain to you this whole government
okay, tell me
thing
about
with
these aliens. I don't understand. I didn't.
it's such a
So they're
simple
real,
story.
like actually
So
real.
what happened was there were some video from the Navy where they captured images of unidentified flying objects in the sky while that were being video recorded. They
Okay.
have been these happened a couple years ago and they've been leaked. So, long story short, they've been kind of circulating for a while. The government all of a sudden decided like 2 weeks ago, okay, let's just admit that we don't know what they are and they are actually UFO sightings. So simple. That's all it really is.
So distracted here. You saw that video. You said it was crazy. I guess I need to look this up. So
Mhm.
they're not confirming or denying the existence of aliens. They're just
But
saying there
mainly
was
they're not
some.
denying.
Okay.
That to me is the main point of it
They're
because
saying,
look at everything from the beginnings of recorded time where they were able to get photographs or video of things and look at the concept of Project Blue Book where they had a team of people from the Air Force who went around trying to create lies to make it sound like it was weather balloons or government technology they were working on, or so it's always
damn.
been
That's the kind of
about
job
lying
I
about it.
want. That's the kind of job I
Well,
want,
for real.
right?
I
Right.
totally want to be a Man in Black. I mean, I keep telling you this,
Right.
but
And I'm with you, distracted. I think aliens do exist. I think it's the rule of law. I think you're right. Like it
mm,
has to, like, I mean, like what we can't be the only planet out here that was able to like, grow some shit out of the swamps of primordial ooze and like
exactly.
that can't be like you're right, there's so many stars and so many things like
Yeah. And I find it funny too because the fact that the entire world is in the midst of a pandemic and they're like, "Oh, and by the way, these are UFOs."
we
I
just
think that
became
that was
Ninja
kind of like
Turtles.
a ploy because sorry, I just laughed at the Ninja Turtle thing too. I think it's hysterical though because of the fact that they just decided, okay, let's just admit it now in the middle of a national crisis. Because then they announce this and everybody's like, "Oh, okay, they saw aliens."
Yeah.
And like, and next they're right back to the whole, but there's COVID-19 going on.
Right, don't
So
worry about that. Oh, look over there, like Jada.
yeah, yeah,
Look over
like Jada
there.
did. Yeah, over there,
And
look.
oh, and distracted, baby. I'm not ignoring you on that. Just so you know, we don't take call-ins just because um, we are scared of what people might say, and we've had some experiences with some people that have very interesting. And not saying you're one of them, but if we ever are going to bring you on, we'll do a little pre-chat just to make sure
Yes. But if you
you.
are one of them, I'll give you my personal phone number because I like that.
Oh shit! Sorry.
Did
Like
you turn on your toy again?
no, no. This fucking cat's being a dick today, and I tried to pull up my paper with my notes, and he just
Thank you, Distracted. We are amazing and crazy.
scared the
Emphasis on the
crap
crazy,
out
though.
of me.
Yeah, we're not professional podcasters, in case you haven't
No.
noticed.
This fucking cat, man. Bit the shit out of me.
Ugh.
So today we had planned for Mother's Day because I remembered
Mhm.
it earlier in the week before I forgot that we wanted to bring my mom on and we wanted to read her phrases from Urban Dictionary and have her guess what they meant. But my mom chickened out at the last minute because what she said to me in the last text was, "What if I know them all? You're going to be super embarrassed."
If she knows them all,
I
she
told
needs to be embarrassed.
right, and I
Because,
told her if she knows
trust me,
them
I've been
all.
doing research, and some of the ones I found have been like making me like seriously gag. And we all know how dirty I am. So
Yes. So I told her if she knows them all, she's my fucking new champion because who knew my mom was such a filthy whore?
yes,
Yes,
that.
distracted. We do welcome you, baby. And Ace, our drag king that we love. So what I was thinking is because my mom chickened out, what if you try to make me guess them? And let's see how nasty I really am.
See, now this worries me because what if you do know them?
With them, what are you
Because
afraid
then
of?
because I'm gonna feel like, well, what am I doing wrong that I didn't know these?
Oh, guys, I tried so hard. I'm hoping maybe next week.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
I
we
gotta
need to
keep.
start an online petition. So
Yes,
at
like
the end of every episode, I do give our Instagram pages. So please go on and follow us and send some words to Big Mama Theta.
yes, Big Mama Valley, come on.
Yes.
I'm gonna
And we
tell
could
her, be
start the
like,
petition there and be like, see, the fans are craving you.
I'm
So,
gonna tell her she has fans.
yes.
Though I don't want her to listen to the first 10 minutes of this podcast where I talk about my vibrator injury. So,
Yes.
uh, like,
But
don't, mom.
actually, the sad thing is, though, is because I know your mom, I love your mom, and I know how the two of you are. She would be the one probably telling that story too. So
It's
you
true.
could act all like, cute and innocent as a family, but come on.
Right. It's true.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Just saying.
distracted. Wait till we post this and you go back and listen. I had a very tragic vibrator injury with the Hitachi magic wand.
Yes.
So
Yes. So
yeah.
definitely listen back after the fact.
Yeah, Maxine does not want to hear that again, okay?
No, I'm having nightmares. So, and normally I'm the person that's a nightmare. So,
So, okay, there's two things that play into this conspiracy theoryism that we're talking about with aliens, which two things that I really want to think that I think tie into it. One is murder hornets, and the other is the fact that snacks are shrinking. And, and so I want to know.
wait, okay. I'm glad you said this. Now, before we go into that, let's just say, as far as bringing our mothers on,
Okay.
I would love to, in a million years, you don't even understand, I would love to bring my mother on to this. However, she is 88 and like 90% hard of hearing. So
Yeah. But
unfortunately, that would never happen but it would be hysterical.
oh,
Not
I
gonna
know
lie, just
your mom's
because
adorable.
the whole time she'd be like, "What? What? Who?"
I don't know
but
them.
but I also don't want to put her through that torture either.
Right.
So, but
So,
so my mother and I were actually talking the other day because, of course, in the middle of a pandemic and a snowstorm in, the eastern part of the state, she's like, "Will you go to Dairy Queen and get those Buster bars?" I
your mom,
opened the box and first thing she does, she goes, "Why is everything so small anymore?"
oh my God. This
So,
is true though. I noticed this the other day. So I've been buying like bulk shitloads of little Debbie's.
oh, I'm sorry, Ace. I wish you did too because I think my relationship with my mom is phenomenal.
I
So
know yours is
I'm
so
sorry you don't have
adorable.
that.
Yeah. And I love my mom. We've
Mm.
had our problems. It took us a long time to get here, but
But she's a diva and a
but she
superstar, so it's all
is, and it's
good.
hard when you're a diva and a superstar. Did anybody ever watch Absolutely Fabulous? It's one of my favorite shows. And
Oh my god, I hate to say this, but I never thought of that.
hello. And my mom is very much like Adina from Absolutely Fabulous. She's just, she had me very young. And so she was a diva, fashionista, hot lady about town. And kids were little. She loved us dearly, but,
But, yeah. And
sweet darling.
I want to just say, I
Sweet.
think Elon Musk's child just joined the group and said, "Hello, peeps. RPQ6MZ.
RPQ6MZ.
Hello to you as
Welcome,
well. Are you
artificial
Elon
intelligence.
Musk's child?"
Welcome, artificial intelligence.
Yes.
So yeah, what the fuck's going on with snacks? Because okay, I said I've been buying bulk little Debbie's for the.
Uh-huh.
I have teenage sons. In case nobody out there, I have a 20-year-old, and then what the fuck? How old is that other kid? 18.
I'm like, really? And I'm in my
know.
40s and I buy bulk Little Debbie's for myself. So.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, like I'm eating them too, but my excuse is that I'd be buying them for the kids. And so
Ooh.
like I been opening these boxes when I get a little Debbie, and like they're so tiny now compared to what they used to be.
Yeah. I think you are the next Elon Musk. I'm just saying.
Shoo me
We're
into
going to call
outer
you
space.
A-12 as well,
Shoo
okay?
me into outer space, RPQ6 and see. I want to find those aliens.
I'm trying to figure out how to say their name. I know it's a screen name. I'm not that stupid.
Like Missy Elliott. You're forbidden Work. Let me work it. How to
I
near.
I need to perform that in drag, just so you all know. That
Oh
may
my
have
God,
to
please
happen.
do. I need you to perform that song in drag for me, please.
I'm gonna create the Elon Musk mix.
I'm sorry, distracted. We cannot be tamed. We cannot be tamed.
Speak for yourself. Oh, I mean, we're not talking about sex right now.
Oh
Sorry.
my God, tame me like a wild pony. Um, oh shit.
Ooh, is somebody gonna make me an Elon Musk mix?
Ooh, an Elon Musk mist. It's gonna be musky.
It's a musk. I mean, a must.
Oh,
So
okay.
you could send it to my Instagram page, and that's at Maxine Factor. Thank you very much. And please follow me on there and follow Theta at Theta Valley. And then follow our
Oh
podcast
yeah,
page at Those
just
Two Queens. Hey.
distracted guys right there. Charge it. Let me work it. I put my battery down, charge it, and rework it.
Epic.
Yes, thank you.
Dying.
Oh,
You're my new hero. Sorry, go ahead. Little Debbie's got small.
okay. And now I'm being like singing everything. I gotta stop.
Yes.
Okay, turn off the musical in your head, bitch. It's talking time, not singing time. Also, we'll probably have like some copyright infringements and get sued, and we don't have money. So,
Oh, that's true. Shit. I always forget
so
about those things.
like money, we need money
Yeah,
for
yeah.
things. So, those of you that don't know, aside from being a glorious podcasting diva queen, I also am a writer, and I have a couple books published out in Theta Valley.
Like the second book
And
is the best, just saying.
the second book, Maxine says is the best because there is a character based on Maxine in my second book. And so and yeah, distracted. I live in the Pacific Northwest.
And I'm from Ohio.
Yeah, and
Flawless state of Ohio.
I lived in Ohio for several years when I was a teenager, which is where I met Maxine. And so, but now we are on opposite sides of the coast because I hate snow.
Oh, you live in Toronto. I'm
Oh my
jealous because no,
God.
you don't understand. I really wish I was Canadian.
I know. Maxine loves all things Canadian,
Yeah. And
all of
just so you
them.
know, too, distracted, my obviously real name is Michael, but my drag name is Maxine. So if anybody gets confused by all that, just because I know that can get stupid and confusing sometimes. So
yeah. And what's my favorite Canadian candy bar? Was it a coffee crisp?
oh my God, you got me so addicted to those things. Yes.
Yes.
The coffee crisps.
Yeah, the coffee crisps are like literally the best candy in the history of candies, like that you can buy like at the store. Like I
Okay,
love them.
so since I have a story for everything, we're talking about candy in Canada. Let me tell
Yes.
you about the time that I got stopped by customs and was freaking out for smuggling chocolate. So, a couple years ago, I decided I needed a little break, and I haven't been to Niagara Falls since I was in high school. Long story short, I go to Niagara Falls by myself because why not? You know, nobody
Yeah.
else was available to go. I wanted to go see it, and
Oh,
I
I was
have
supposed to go with you on that trip, but my other friend got cancer, huh? Is that the
exactly,
one?
yeah,
Yep. Yep.
yeah. But at the same time, it's one of those, I entertain myself. I'm fine by
Yes.
that. So I go to Canada, go to Niagara Falls, and mind you, when I'm coming into the country, the Canadian official that greets me is, "Oh, you're by yourself? Are you coming to visit anybody or for work?" I'm like, "No, I'm just coming for vacation." My friend was supposed to come with me, but her friend got sick, so she had to cancel. So I wasn't passing up on the chance. Oh, well, go here, see this, enjoy that kind of deal, right? And Niagara Falls was a blast, but I'll tell you right now, Niagara on the Lake was amazing. Worth the extra 20-minute drive away from the city of Niagara to go see that. But while I'm in Niagara Falls, I go into one of their little gift stores or whatever, and they have Kinder eggs.
Mm.
And as we all know, in America, the version of Kinder eggs that they sell in other countries is illegal because Americans are dumb and would swallow the whole piece of chocolate and put the toy inside.
They can't trust us.
Because we're too
Because
slow for
in
that.
quarantine we're demanding to go out and have our rights to get the
Yeah.
COVID, so we can't be trusted with a Kinder Egg now.
Exactly. And then while I was there too, I also found this amazing stuff called oh my god, why am I gonna forget the name of it? It's the wine that they sell. But the wine, the grapes are frozen overnight.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's I'm gonna forget the name. I'm sorry, but anyway, so I bought a bunch of illegal Kinder eggs because had to give all my friends some of the candy and be like, oh, ice wine, thank you, distracted ice wine. Yeah, so I bought a bunch of bottles of ice wine. I bought literally like handfuls of these Kinder eggs because why not? Had to smuggle them across the border.
Right.
And I kept sending texts to my friends, making jokes about, oh, I'm about to smuggle chocolate over the US border for all of us. And, so I'm coming back. And of course, the agent coming back is the US agent, who was a total asshole.
Of course, they all are.
Yeah, he's like, where are you heading to? I'm like, oh, I'm just heading home. Well, where's home? And so I was like, oh, Ohio. And then he's like, so what were you here for, visiting? And I go, no, I just came for vacation. And he goes, well, who were you here with? I go, myself. He goes, you went by yourself? Like, sorry, I didn't realize that, just like the rest of the world, I have to like go places with people. I didn't know I couldn't enjoy myself. So he then decides to be a dick and makes me open up my trunk so he can inspect my bags.
Oh my God.
And mind you, front and center in the front of my trunk is a big shopping bag filled with Kinder eggs. Ironically, when he goes through my bags, comes back out, he's like, drive safely, and all that asshole shit they do. So I get to the first stop to go pee, and I was like, oh, let me go and check to make sure, because I was curious if he like took any of them out or.
Right.
He opened up my underwear bag, and that was it.
What was he doing back there, sniffing your chonies before he let you come back across the border?
I'm like, oh, we got a panty sniffer up in here.
Also, you have an underwear bag?
Well, I do, like to change outfits quite a bit, so I have a bag.
I know, but so you just have a.
And yes, it was only the underwear bag, Ace.
Actually, that's going to make sense because just so you all know, Maxine does have an obsession with underwear now that I'm thinking about it. Every time we've been on vacation together,
it's true.
We go somewhere and you fucking make me shut. When we were in LA, you bought all those chonies.
Okay.
And they were really scandalous chonies,
I was just going to say, what did I call it? My dickless underwear?
Yes.
Because we were in West Hollywood. We went and had dinner at Sir because, obviously I have to be all about, Vanderpump Rules and try to, celebrity stalk.
Your reality whore, yes.
There was an Andrew Christian underwear store there. So I was like, we have to go in and buy some naughty underwear. And I found a pair that literally, how like the jock straps where it's like the ass is cut out?
Yeah.
But it was in reverse where the dick hole area was cut out. So
yeah.
I bought them.
I just I don't know. If I saw some dude coming at me with that, I might laugh before.
That was the funny and ironic part because I was all about buying them to be a dirty, nasty whore about it. And I don't think I've ever worn them once. I don't even know if I still have them.
I'd be demanding somebody do a helicopter and shit. Entertain me. If you're coming at me with dickless underwear, you better entertain me with that shit. Make it do tricks. Come on.
It's true.
Or you see the ones where it's like an elephant trunk. And they be trying to slide their schlong.
Oh, like the Spencer's underwear.
Yeah, they slide their schlong into an elephant trunk. I swear to God, if a dude ever took off his pants and there was an elephant trunk underwear underneath, I would die. I would laugh so hard that he would never be able to get hard.
Down and saw a pair of elephant underwear, I would be like, get out of the backseat of my car now. Because clearly we all know I'm not classy.
Tattoos are totally fine. It's just if you're trying to wear because Distracted says he's got 2 elephant ears tattooed on his hips, which that's probably sexy.
Actually,
yeah,
that's
sexy.
Actually really hot. I'm not gonna lie.
But coming at me with some elephant trunk chonies, just swinging it like you like you actually got a trunk. I'm not having that.
And yeah, they're the ones that got the little twigs. Just
Yeah.
saying.
Now, earlier, Distracted said he wants to smoke us out when we come up there. I don't
Well,
know. I don't know.
no,
I
you
don't know
weren't
that
joking, Distracted.
Maxine.
I think you really own them.
I'm Miss Maxine doesn't handle mind
She's straight
altering
lace.
substances well. I got her really drunk in LA a few years back, and bitch is still traumatized.
I You're a bad influence. That's all I can say. I've never been so drunk in my life. I thought I think I was beyond alcohol poisoning the next day when I woke up. The
You
funny thing
were.
is, though, is that experience, though. Now, okay, let's just explain. I'm not ashamed to go out and have a fun time. However, I just don't care to most of the time. I'm perfectly content with a Diet Coke watching everybody else acting a fool.
Right.
But I was on vacation. Theta was like, you know what? We're celebrating and having a good time. You have a drink or two. Don't worry about it because obviously I'm always the responsible one. The funny thing was we did not pay for one drink the entire time. The Which I always find funny too because they always talk about the gays of West Hollywood being the mean gays. They were so
No.
nice.
Yeah.
Not one person roofied us.
No.
But
Which
the
is a
entire
shame. I kind
time,
of wanted to be
they
roofied, but
they sensed. Well, me too. But they just started chatting with us. They were enjoying our personalities. They were like, "Let's buy a round of drinks for everybody," and we kept saying yes. I kept
yeah.
drinking them,
Yeah.
and 47 and a half drinks later,
This bitch was
it
laid out on
was.
the lawn of our Airbnb. And
Do you know the best part was okay? So I actually felt fine the entire night until what was it like the last 20 minutes before the bar was closing.
yeah, that's when
I just looked at Theta and I went, I need to sit down.
yeah, that's when you were like
And she
hanging on a
was,
security guard
well, no,
and
that was the funniest part of it because she insisted I stay standing because she knew what was going to happen. But I was like, no, no, I'm good. I'm fine. I sat down. My whole world started to crash. So my only thought was stick your finger down your throat and try to puke. But then obviously, who has gag
oh
reflexes over here, you know?
god.
So I'm sitting there, shoving like fists and all kinds of things down my throat. Nothing's working. All of a sudden, the bouncer comes up to me and he goes, "Honey, are you okay?" And do you remember I was like, "Please don't arrest me." And
yes.
he's like, "Honey, I'm not a cop. I'm the bouncer." And I kept going, "Please, please don't arrest me." Fucker was wearing a leather cop outfit. Like, how, like, what was I expected to think?
And I was over there like, "Oh daddy, please arrest me."
I'm a special hot mess. That's all I can say.
no, but I love you.
Yeah. And I think he would have been probably like, prime pickings for the taken home
I
normally.
know.
But
If
in this case, I was more afraid of actually getting put behind bars from the leather cop daddy versus
right? So that
having him cuff me and, having his way. But
before we squirreled so epically,
yes,
I
sorry.
was no, you're fine.
Small snacks
I know.
and killer
no, I
or
was talking
murder
about
house.
me being an author, and I get
Oh,
emails and stuff from people who've read my book that so nice. I super appreciate that. I think it's awesome, except for the ones that like tell me to die and shit, which are just kind of funny. But
yeah, but you got it takes all kinds. So
and like recently I got an email from somebody asking me how as a sexy plus size diva and like especially for you too, like in the gay community it is very I mean it's like the rest of society, everything's super like about
oh,
aesthetics and being
very body
perfect and
conscious.
yeah,
Yeah.
very body conscious. And she was just like, I don't understand how you can exude confidence and how you walk into this world knowing that people are looking at you. And so I just kind of wanted to talk about that
Wow.
because
That's actually really deep. I'm not gonna
yeah,
lie.
right. And I was like,
Yeah.
damn, I don't even know how to handle this because I don't usually get that deep, yo.
Yeah.
But the other side of it was I was like, well, shit, like that makes me super sad that there's, so many people out there like that can't let themselves fill space in the world, right? Like,
Yeah. Mhm.
And I think that you and I do have a lot of confidence and we don't give a shit at the end of
Well,
the
and I think,
day.
but see, that's the thing. I think we don't give a shit, and that's really probably the
But
true essence of it, you know?
yeah, and it's like, but how do I explain that to somebody? Like, at the end of the day, like, and so yeah, distracted. I get that. Like, if you've been chubby
Yeah.
and then people act like, just like recently with Adele losing all that weight, and everybody's like, oh, she's so beautiful now. She's so beautiful now. Well, she was always beautiful.
She was, I was gonna say, I actually think she was much more
I
beautiful
did like her better
on
plus
the
size, but
heavier
that's
side.
my
Just saying.
preference.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just my preference. And I don't want
Well,
to damn her and make it seem like, she's better one way or the other. But like,
yeah.
whatever she's happy with, that's cool. But she's not prettier now,
No,
you
she's just a
know?
different size. That's all. Yeah. See, and that's the thing for me too, because like I've been all kinds of weights. You know what I mean? Like I've never been super huge, but I've never been super skinny. Sometimes I'm in the middle. So it's like I go all over the place.
Yeah. And I feel like, and like, Ace, I think that's dead on right there, that your drag persona is where you get to channel that cocky inner thing. And I think
Yeah.
that that's part of why you and I have confidence. And I wish we could figure out how to impart to the rest of the world is drag gives you armor, right?
Oh, the funny thing is speaking of that too, for me, my body size has never been something that's really been a heavy factor on me.
Yeah.
If I'm big, if I'm small, I don't care. But the thing was prior to doing drag, I was the shyest person you could ever meet.
Yeah. Distracted
So,
wanted to know if drag is for both men and women. And yes, there are
oh,
drag queens,
absolutely.
and
Yep.
Ace is a drag king.
Hmm.
So she will perform drag as a man. And Maxine will do it as a woman.
Hmm.
So that's drag kings, unfortunately, don't have as big of a presence, but they're starting to get out there and we're starting to see a lot more of them in the world. So that's
There
what's
used
pretty
to be in
cool.
my area because that was one thing I was a big advocate of, and I used to go around to both guys and girls trying to get both to be performers
Yeah.
because I wanted to see a presence of, more drag family type things going around, but including drag queens and kings. So I had a small little herd of both happening at one time.
Yeah. And I think, though, like for us living our lives, because I mean, we've both been in the drag community since we were, pre-teens,
Yeah.
like into our early 20s. We've both been huge in and active in the LGBTQ community our whole lives. You being a gay man, me being a huge ally, and in the drag community and in the gay community, me being a plus size woman with an over the top personality was celebrated. And
Hmm.
I was never made to feel like I was too much. It was like I was just right. And I think that finding that community young allowed me to develop that confidence and be
Hmm.
able to like channel, like, fuck this bitch. This is who I am. Deal with it. You want to, bang a fat chick, you can. If not, get the fuck out. I ain't got time for you.
Yes.
I'm gonna live my realness. I'm gonna live my truth, and all the rest of you can fuck the fuck off.
And it's true.
Yeah.
But another thing though too, I'm going to actually use a little bit of my witchy ways
Okay, come on,
to
witch, bring
kind
it, girl.
of bring that to light a little bit too, because one of the things that is a big deal in witchcraft is you're bringing your own destiny to light.
Yes.
So
Yes.
basically what that means is if you sit there and say I'm going to become successful and I'm going to become this and that, and the more you bring it out to the universe, at some point the universe is going to start giving it back. So if you
Yes.
wake up, you remember back in the day on SNL, they used to do the I'm smart enough, I'm pretty
Oh,
enough.
yes.
That is exactly what I'm talking about. The
Yes,
self-affirmation piece. So
it
waking
is.
up every day, I don't care if you believe it or not, just sit there and say, damn it, I'm pretty. Damn
Yeah.
it, I'm sexy. I'm worth it. I'm One day you're gonna wake up and be like, I am looking pretty good today. And it's not gonna be because you're making yourself say it, because you're gonna see it and realize it.
Yep. I think that's just it. It's about changing that narrative. Cause like I don't not have like, I don't have where I'm every day feeling it. I
Yeah.
have bad days. I have
Oh,
days
same
where
here.
sit
But
there
yeah.
and I'm like, oh, fuck off this shit. I look awful.
Hmm.
But more days than not, I tell myself like, and you know what, guys, you're right. You do have to work hard, and Maxine and I work our asses off. Like aside from the fact that I've written 3 books and do this podcast, I also am a director in implementation for software. So I work 50, 60 hours a week doing that. And before the whole COVID shit, Maxine was a banker and actually did a lot of stuff with
I
dealing with
worked in government sanctions.
yes, he worked in
Yeah.
government sanctions, dealing
Yeah.
with
So
possible
see, drag
terrorist
queens
money,
can be smart.
right? So we worked, bitches, we worked, but
Mhm.
we also, I think, worked really hard to know our value and our worth,
Yeah.
and to understand that value and worth is not just everything.
Yep.
Yes, I love that, Ace. I love that so much. Because you're right. It starts with, I think, your mom and dad. But if you don't get it from your mom and dad, you gotta do it for
Oh,
yourself.
that's
But
really cute. Do you want to read that? What Ace
yeah,
wrote?
Ace says that every night before her kids go to bed, they have a routine, and she asks what they are, and they answer beautiful, strong, and smart, so that they can have that confidence. And I love that. I think that's
Yeah.
absolutely like so amazing.
Yeah, that's very good.
You want them to know that the whole damn package every day, and that they don't owe anything to anybody but themselves. Damn
Hmm.
it.
And I want to backtrack a little bit because
Okay, back
Distracted
up, back
said
it
that if
up, back
I,
it up.
yeah, Distracted said that if I ever come to Toronto to perform, that I would be, getting some mad props from him on stage. So I will let you know if that ever happens. But I'm a very busy businesswoman, so sometimes it's hard for me to get to other countries to perform.
But also, Distracted offered us barbecue, so I think we might be able to figure out a way to make this work to get some barbecue.
Oh no, I don't eat barbecue anymore. That was
I,
another, yeah.
you're gonna.
That
Why can't you eat barbecue?
because I got the flu the same day I went to a barbecue restaurant. And I
Oh,
think we all know how
what?
that happens.
Oh, girl, how
Yeah.
could you not eat
I thought
barbecue?
you knew that because I was like, which is weird because that
I
happened
don't
like 10
remember
years
that.
ago.
I
It
do not
happened like
remember
10
that.
years ago, and
Well,
I
I'm
still cannot
sorry.
eat
I'm
barbecue.
like old now. I'm 40
And
something. Like I'm getting
I
an old
know,
bitch.
but
My brain is starting to like.
but if you want to offer us some, ooh,
Oh well.
poutine. Have you ever had
Ew.
poutine,
I don't
Theta?
like it. I don't like it.
What's wrong with you?
I don't like gravy.
I don't care.
Okay,
Well, I'm going to Toronto alone, and Distracted is going to make me poutine,
let me just
and
tell
I'm going to eat it
you,
all by myself and love it.
most people in the northern hemisphere, and I don't know if Canada's included or not. I haven't had Canadian poutine, but like they don't know how to make gravy. Like down south, they know how to make gravy.
It's a different kind, though. I think it's
I
not like.
know,
I
but
mean, I
it's
know
not.
what you're. I get what you're saying, and see that's okay. So that's the weird thing where I live because technically I'm in Ohio, which is considered the Midwest, but I
Yes,
live right on the border of Pennsylvania and West Virginia. So
right.
I actually there's enough Southern that happens our way. There's enough Midwest food, but we're so right on that Eastern Seaboard border, if you can say, that I actually refer to myself as from the East Coast because to me that's more
I,
what our
I,
area represents.
yeah, I feel like that too.
But Canadian food, in my opinion, is very similar to Midwesty as far as the whole like very hearty and cheesy and not as much spicy, but yeah,
No, and you're right. Food knows no boundary.
it's true.
Maxine and I are huge. We're addicted to
Foodies.
food. Yeah, we're huge foodies. We're addicted to
I'm a
food
fat
porn.
bitch. Oh.
Oh God, I invented nacho tits, guys. You don't even know.
You
It's
really
where you
did.
rub nachos on your tits, in case you were wondering, um, and save it for later. Surprise for your
Yes.
man when you get home. You
You're
guys
like, I
both
brought
get
you
a snack.
dinner
Yeah, and a
along with
nacho
dessert.
tit. Yes. Get in that honey pot in my nacho tit.
Yes.
Oh, so yeah, we do love food, and food knows no boundary,
Yes.
and we'll eat it all. But
Exactly. And you can call me either Michael or Maxine Distracted. I'm fine with whatever. You could even call me a dirty asshole as long as I know you're talking about me.
ooh, can I call you
Sorry.
Dirty Sandra?
Yes, you may.
All right, guys. Do you have a YouTube for the week or no? I can remember if we did
Duh.
one. Okay. All right. We're wrapping it up. And at the end, every week, Maxine lets us know because if you have listened before, Maxine has a degree in YouTube.
It's
Um,
true. I'm a doctor of
and,
YouTubeology.
yeah, yeah, Doctor of YouTube. And so she gives a recommendation of a channel that you should check out. So, what's this week's
Yeah.
recommendation, dear?
So, as we all know, I have a very big love for the country of England.
Yes.
So, continuing on like last week's choice being Novimpia, which is the British drag queen duo, this week's is the Barry Lewis channel.
Barry
And
Lewis.
Barry Lewis is some random straight white guy from England with a wife and two kids who started watching random food things and was kind of trying to figure out how to like make shit. So he just said, fuck it, quit his job and started a YouTube channel
What?
where he decided to start experimenting and playing with food. And
Damn.
he's epic.
All right.
Makes me very happy. And he does these things. Okay, so mind you, he'll do random, I'm going to make pizza with my daughter today, which is cute and fine. But he also does this one thing where he takes food and makes like giant size versions. So, like, he made like a 50-pound Snickers
Oh,
once.
shit.
Yeah. So,
We could eat off of
he
that
also
for like
made,
an hour.
yeah, he also made homemade cornflakes, I think it was. Yeah.
Oh,
And all
wow.
kinds of random shit that you're just like, it you know, I always talk about the YouTube wormhole that you go into where you
Yes.
watch one video that's 10 minutes long and then 7 hours later you realize you haven't stopped watching YouTube.
Yes.
He's one of those people. You watch
Yes.
one video of his and then 47 videos in you're like, oh my god, what week is this? So yeah, so Barry Lewis, that's my YouTube recommendation for this week. He's funny, he's English, which always adds a good flair to things, so it makes me happy, and I think it make everybody else happy as well.
All right. Well, everybody check out Barry Lewis. We'll put it on the Instagram so
Yep.
that you can have a link to it. And I don't know if anybody else in here that's joined is a mother, but I know Ace is. So happy Mother's Day, Ace.
Yes,
And
happy
happy
Mother's Day to
Mother's
all of
Day
you.
to anybody else that's out there with spawn and little crotch goblins that they're raising up in this world,
Yes.
especially right now, being quarantined at home. My Lord Jesus, I don't know how y'all are doing it. We'll distract it. We'll get to
Oh,
you in June when it's Father's Day, bro.
yeah.
Today's not your day.
But you can still be a mother today.
Right?
Oh. Oh my god, that's really funny. You said, but my kids are still in my balls. Same here. Because I
Yeah.
will never have any because they're gross. Oh, okay.
Somebody's kids are on my chest last week, but filthy
Oh,
whore. Anyways,
well,
so we just want to tell you guys that we love you, and we will be back
yes.
next week, live and large and in charge and living and loving life.
Yes, and don't
So,
forget to subscribe to our channel here so you can be part of our royal court and be
oh
all sexy and
yes,
fabulous with us.
exactly. All right, dears. Until next time, have a good week.
Yes. Peace, bitches.
Bye.
Bye.